Hey guys, so this is a little mini-series that I'm going to be starting just to break down some interesting moments from tournaments or any VODs that people happen to be recording. I tend to watch most of them, and I often have like certain things that I notice that I think would be interesting to kind of break down a little bit. I worry that this will come across as nitpicking whoever we're watching, which would be Sharky in this case, and I really don't want it to come off as that. Um, like any player who is streaming and we're seeing things from their point of view, there's going to be things that you can nitpick about their play. It's just because we don't see this perspective from the others. Um, and I really do just want this to be about like more important tactical moments or things that like kind of demonstrate some sort of important concept that I think people can learn from. And using VODs, and especially tourney VODs, is a really good way to do that. So, going into the first clip here, the context for this one is Sharky has predicted that Nathan is going to be bringing a Bravery deck to Refinery, which is it's a good read. It's not the most bold read ever because Nathan does very much have the arsenals that he likes to bring, but Sharky here has chosen to bring. I believe this is a single school Psycho deck focused around Charge Shatter. The idea is that he's going to teleport to Nathan's base and pop him out. And the clever part about this is that he doesn't need Eliminate necessarily, because Nathan is going to wipe out most, if not all, of his own aura with his bravery decisions. And so this is a rare situation where you can actually fully pop someone out with just a shatter alone, which is a very nice observation from Sharky here that I was not expecting. I never would have thought about doing a complete pop out with just a shatter. So that's a very cool part of it. And so this is very early on in the match. Nathan has gotten a bravery decision off. He got helped out with some boost mines from his partner. And so now Sharky is looking for the opening to teleport to his base and start popping, which, he does. And it is not going to take much time at all for him to knock these out. And so Nathan immediately rushes to come and get him off of his base, which, understandable. So Sharky took 2 capsules with that little ambush. And so if he could keep that up and keep teleporting back there and just taking 2 or even just 1, eventually Nathan's going to lose his capsules and the game will basically be won. Now, the problem here is that Nathan is camping his base, which is a very normal thing to do when you're facing this kind of pop-out teleport pressure. And I think this really highlighted a critical part of these pop-out decks, which is that you actually need to have decent offense to complement it. Because right now, because Nathan is guarding his base, Sharky can't pressure it right now because the bravery attacks are just too strong. And what you would normally do is you would go with your partner, Blazy in this case, and double team Chiffin here. And it creates this very difficult situation for the other player where Nathan either lets his partner get double teamed or he protects his capsules. And if they go and they deal heavy damage to Chiffin and Nathan comes to help, Sharky will teleport to his base and take a capsule. And the reason that this was so troublesome and why this very solid game plan didn't end up working out was because Sharky didn't have the proper pressure to attack Chiffin. You see, he teleports and he pops Chiffin instead of focusing on Nathan, and he takes a lot of damage for it. And he does eventually realize this later on. He realizes that he actually has to overwrite the Excalibur in this case, that he can't sit on it for a while, and he needs any attack that will let him double team Chiffin. Which is another very interesting scenario where this is the rare case where the proper play is to overwrite your Excalibur. Because the Shatter is the win con here, and the attack is really just to help enable that win condition. So later on, Sharky does eventually realize this as well, and he does overwrite it for a Psycho Knife. which is definitely the right play here. Now he can go and double team Chiffin. At this point, he's taken too much damage though, and the Excalibur is it makes it very difficult to engage in melee fights right now. And so I believe this one does end up being a draw. Just gonna skip to the end here. Yeah, this one, the timer goes down. Both teams just don't have enough pressure to... But I thought this was a really interesting match that showed a lot of like little mini decisions and how they can all chain into each other, even if you do bring the right counter pick here. So really interesting game to dissect. Now the other one, this is a little bit later in the series on City. Sharkie has gotten the really bad spawn, and his only shield was a flash hole. Or no, I believe it was a fortress of iron. And he was facing spam from cheap attacks from Nathan and Chiffin, and he just couldn't block all of them. There really was not that much that he could have done here, other than just get out of his base and use whatever he has to stay in close range with them, where he can keep safe from their ranged attacks. And he consistently did this and was able to make the match last longer than if he stayed in his base and probably just died and forced Blazy to make pickups. So the thing about this, Nathan is on 5, and Sharkie has a bunch of pretty expensive attacks with the double elemental swords and the crawlers. And this is when Chiffin drops a optimization. So I know that a lot of people talk about how strong Viblazer is with optimization down, and this is something that I've always disagreed with, because I think that optimization you're not limited by how much aura you have, you're limited by how often they are in your line of sight. Like, how often they are away from cover is what determines how many shots you get to take at them. It's very rarely a problem of you not having enough aura. And so the reason I wanted to play this clip is because I think it shows very nicely how the optimization here massively benefits Sharkie and Blazy here, because taking crawlers and the swords, having those is so much of a bigger deal than having the Viblazer here. I'm not sure what attack Chiffin has. It's possible that whatever he has basically requires optimization to be down to be viable, but I really do... I enjoyed this moment because you can immediately see the momentum shift. As soon as that optimization goes down, Sharkie, who's been completely on the defensive, is now pressuring far more, and so is Blazy. Because that discounted Vibe Blaster and Crawlers is so much more of a big deal than the discounted Viblazer. Like, you see, they're completely on the run now, and even though Nathan has this zero-cost Viblazer, he's not able to really do that much with it because they're just not in his range. And another aspect of it is the Glacial Wall. Blazy did have a Glacial Wall, which they couldn't break, so that obviously is a big problem. But now, even when Nathan can break this Glacial Wall, he's still... This optimization dropped, and now he's the one who's on the back foot. Just from that. And so, eventually, I believe, yeah, Nathan goes down. Chiffin has a late block on that fortress and takes the huge momentum shift right there. But Sharkie actually picks up the optimization here. And I also think you can see his offense immediately drops off a cliff. He's not able to do anything to stop this pickup, and Blazy can only take one shot with a Vibe Blaster. So I think even that moment shows how much the optimization was favoring Sharkie and Blazy here. And as soon as the optimization is gone, Sharkie can't attack nearly as often now, and you can see that his pressure drops dramatically. So that was basically what I wanted to go over for this clip here. I believe eventually Blazy lands a very nice manual blaster there, and they're able to close it out here. But that was another moment that I really liked that this showed. Like, I don't think there's a more clear example of the momentum shift of dropping optimization, and then to prove who the optimization favored, they even picked it back up, and you see the momentum shift again. So this was a great little moment in a really good series. This series was such a blast to watch. So many great moments and really good play from everyone here. So I'm sure I'll do more of these little breakdowns in the future with the future tourney matches. Uh, or I'll go on another hiatus for a year and a half or something. But thanks for watching.